Coming up, when disaster strikes, it's Anna to the rescue. At the ripe old age of 8, Anna is one of the top search and rescue dogs in the U.S. This golden retriever and her handler, Rick Lee, searched at the World Trade Center site. Few search and rescue dogs have the stamina and skills required for urban disaster searches.
We were at the World Trade Center, and we were challenged with very difficult terrain. She flew across that debris like it was a lawn in front of somebody's house. She had no agility issues whatsoever there.
Today, Anna's unique balancing skills still astound Rick.
She doesn't reposition, she just hangs out. I mean, any other dog would just go, why don't I just move? Anna, out.
Urban disasters can happen at any time. So Rick hones Anna's skills by training with her regularly at the fire station where he's captain.
Easy.
To stay ready for anything, Rick uses any spare time at work for training with Anna.
We try to do a little bit of search work, and we do some ladder operations. And that way we can keep her tuned and their skill levels up really high on a constant basis. Coming down is very hard for a dog. We don't want them to be stressed or shut down at the end, because you need to perform once you get to the end of the ladder.
Good job, Anna.
With that bonding and that trust I have with her, she just does about anything I ask her to do.
Easy.
Anna is a very social dog and loves the attention she gets at the station.
First thing she does is beeline out of the car and run to the inside or any of the guys outside, and wants attention. And she's looking for a toy or that attention.
Anna's play drive is what makes her a top search and rescue dog. Her reward is play, and she'll do anything for it.
So I don't mind her playing ball, messing around with the guys, you know, laying about, getting away with things. Because when the bell hits or when we're ready to train, she's right there on the tee, ready to go, and does a great job.
This weekend, Anna and Rick will take part in an intensive training workshop for urban disaster dogs and their handlers. It's called the Iron Dog. Rick will compare Anna to the younger up-and-comers to see if her skills are still sharp enough to continue working.
I know that the green waste, we didn't get to the back porch.
No, we did not.
40 urban disaster dogs and their handlers have come from all over for an intensive weekend of specialized training. Anna was the first dog ever trained for this elite force.
It's great.
Klaus Davern was her trainer.
She was a wild child. She came with boundless stop. It was never enough.
When her training was finished, Anna was paired with Rick.
She is exceptional. She has what we call spatial awareness. For instance, the wobbly monster, which, you know, is a very difficult piece of equipment. She is the only dog ever that I've trained who got on that and said, oh, yes, I can do this.
It's dawn at the Iron Dog Competition Disaster Town. This defunct army base is ground zero for the workshop. The site offers a variety of disaster simulation possibilities. The dogs will experience all kinds of terrain and rubble while honing their most important skill, finding a missing person. A volunteer is and the other dogs must find her. The handlers head in with their dogs, followed closely by the trainers. But before going into the rubble, Anna needs some protective gear. The booties shield her paws, but they make walking more challenging.
So basically, I put a human shoe on her. Now she only has one pad that she has to manipulate her feet on as she moves about the rubble.
It is chaotic, dark, and dusty. 8-year-old Anna appears confident. The young recruits are monitored closely. Anna picks up live human scent, which comes from the skin cells people constantly shed.
I can move some of this stuff and just have her check it. Check, you know, she can go in it, and I can watch her. She's down. Okay.
Shifting rubble makes Anna's job dangerous.
Good girl. You have to be really careful on when you send them down a hole like that. You don't know where it goes. It could drop again. Hello, is there anybody in there?
Anna's closing in.
She looks like she has scent. Showing interest. So now she'll try to gain access. And we got an alert.
Anna's bark signals she's found a live person.
You gotta get out of there. Okay, you gotta get out. You gotta get out. Okay, you gotta get her. As much as possible, we have the victim engage in the reward. Then we get this bond, and we get that motivation, that drive for them to want to find these people through this type of terrain, whatever it takes to get there.
The National Disaster Search Dog Foundation organized the weekend. After the Oklahoma City bombing in 1995, authorities realized there was an acute need for dogs trained in search and rescue at urban disaster sites. Wilma Melville created the foundation.
Many of the task forces that came to that bombing site came without canines, and some came with canines but not certified in any way, so you had no clue what those dogs would do or even if they would do the job.
The disaster search canines require a very high skill level, so therefore they're just like the Top Gun pilots in the Navy, and they're the best of the best.
The workshop provides all kinds of terrain for Anna and the other disaster dogs to practice on. This handler sends his young chocolate lab out to search. Unclear on the concept, the pooch decides to come back for a visit. The dogs are trained for different disaster scenarios. Here, a volunteer hides under a pallet and vegetation, simulating the aftermath of a natural disaster like a hurricane. This little guy seems to be following in Anna's footsteps.
There's somebody in there, you think so? You're like, it's good boy, Ryan. Good dog. Good boy.
After several days of searching through rubble, these novice iron dogs can't wait to get out of their work boots. Not every dog is as adventurous as Anna. Or as graceful as she is. These rookies could use a lesson from Anna on how it's done. This weekend, she's proven she's as sharp as ever.
She can really show a lot of people what dogs are capable of doing. It'd be very hard for me to find another dog like Anna. She's just one of a kind. Good job.